Hey guys, last fan video of the night. This is a design house. I don't know the model name. So I'm going to annoy Pete by talking for a little bit before we start the video. He hates that. He always wants to get right into the fan testing. So, these are a very weird close mount that Design House made. They basically just look like a regular motor housing fan that was stuck to the ceiling. And there were several different variations. And my grandpa had one in his dining room that was antique brass, cane blades with a 4-loop arm tulip light kit. And I liked it a lot. I didn't love it. Like, it wasn't like, oh my god, the way a Terra or even a Zephyr was. But I liked seeing it at Grandpa's house. And I remember one year we were there for either Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner. And it must have been Thanksgiving because it was raining. And the gutters were clogged. So water started to run in and it started to drip through the fan onto the table. And somebody had commented, these tomatoes sure are juicy. And it was because water was dripping through the fan onto the table. So, of course, they had to turn the power off and get to the bottom of it. But, you know, when I first started collecting, I never really paid any attention to them because they're just kind of buildery, right? You know. And then as I got older, I kind of started to miss them. And I figured I wanted to own at least one fan like my grandpa's. And what I didn't realize was how many different variations there were. Because I put a bunch out for sale at Habitat when I was working there. And just, like... So I finally kept one. And it's the one that you've seen in a video at Metal Pete's old shop. It's antique brass.
Oh, yeah. But it's not this type of mounting, I don't think.
No. So the biggest variation is in the mounting.
Yeah, this one has this claw type.
This one has like a double claw, the same way that like a Moss would or a what other brands use that? Evergo.
Yeah.
You know the double claw mounting, they're pretty common. Caraway. Even like some old Jacksonville close mounts are kind of similar to this.
Yep.
Then there's some that use like an old Hunter low profile where they got the little hooks and the motor hangs from like 3 hooks. Yep. And then the one that I have that is antique brass, it mounts like a conventional hugger with the 4 nuts.
Yeah.
And
I think the one we tested at my old shop was like a more conventional hugger-like.
And
version.
That one we tested at the old shop didn't, you know, it didn't do the thing. Like, it didn't make me remind me of my grandpa's fan as much as I'd hoped. And so I figured it's probably because my grandpa's fan was one of the different variations. And I saw this on Marketplace or Craigslist for $5, and I have a thing, as much as I hate white and brass, I have a thing for cheap white and brass cane fans, because I saw so many white and brass cane Encon Monarchs as a kid, Sears fans, SMC, DC 42s, and just, so I have a thing for just white, brass, and cane on like a cheapie.
Yeah, well, what was your grandpa's variation?
I mean, I never got into the motor housing, so I don't know how it mounted.
You didn't know, like, it didn't look like this mounting.
I don't think so, but it's hard to tell, because, I mean,
Yeah, was it white and brass?
No, it was antique brass with a 4-arm tulip light kit. But it didn't look quite like the one that we tested at your old shop, so I'm guessing if I had to guess, it was probably the version that mounted like a Hunter low profile with the hooks.
Yeah.
So the next time I see one of those, I should probably keep it. But I saw this, and I'd never seen this variation before, and I said, you know what, I want to keep that. And so I got this, and this is the kind of fan I'd love to just install somewhere randomly, you know, and I don't know where yet, but I want to hang it up somewhere. It's not like anything too cool, like it's not anything that would go in a, you know, bedroom or kitchen or living room or anything like that, but just like, you know, for like an extra fan in a corner or something like that. Mm-hmm. I want to throw this up somewhere. And so Pete and I were preparing to test it some months ago, and it was off balance, and when we tried to balance it, one of the blade arms snapped. And so I'd been trying for months to find blade arms that fit this. And so that's what I got that other design house for. And it turns out that the part that mounted to the motor was the same, but the blade holes were different. So I had to drill holes in these blades, and it's been a whole time getting this one to be testable. And I'm also very curious as to who the OEM is on this, because I know that the one that my grandpa had was either CEC or Halsey. It had that tag. You know, some design houses had a visible tag on the motor. You remember seeing that at all, Pete? like right where the blades mount, there would be a tag there, and you could actually see it while the fan was hung. Yeah. And I don't know which OEM did that. It was either CEC or Halsey. And I remember theirs had the tag, and so did my childhood design house that was in my bedroom growing up. And this doesn't have that, and this has some of those have a detachable switch cup, or they have the switch cup with the screws on the side. This has got a much older switch cup with the screws on the bottom. I thought this was made by TAT, and then I looked. The motor doesn't look like TAT though, so I don't know who the OEM is on this. This one's different. Which is another reason I'm glad I got it. It's just different than the other ones we've seen. So, and this one, unlike some of the other ones, this one's got a separate canopy. So, okay, enough talking. And we can test it now.
Okay, here's low. Yeah, it's kind of a fast low.
It is. I mean, I expected it. It's a cheapie. You know.
My carousel, my full-size one's got this same kind of low speed on its own.
It's probably pretty similar to the one we just tested, even though it's probably a different OEM.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can move it to...
Okay. All right, well, let's do watts. 24.
So it's going to have a high power factor.
Power factor 1.
You know how to do the math, right? To be able to guess what the power factor would be based on the watts, right? So, if the power factor is 1, then amps times volts is watts.
Okay.
So if the power factor is 1, and then you multiply the amps times 120.
Okay.
So if it's drawing 1 amp and 120 watts, then you know the power factor is 1. That's also why you can test the voltage on that meter too, just to make sure it's 120.
Well, yeah, the voltage is that's line voltage. It's 120.
Sometimes at the old shop, it would be like 123.
Okay. So 0.3 amps, 40 watts, and still a power factor of 1.
Yeah, I'm sure this is using coil taps. I'm sure there's no capacitors in there for speeds.
Yeah, that's fine.
Silent though.
Yeah.
Silent, not a bad air mover. Is it moving? Is it just my imagination, or is it moving more air than the carousel we tested earlier?
Yeah,
it's wobblier than I was when we tested it before.
I know. I don't know what happened. But I'm not going to fix it now.
No, we're in the middle of the video.
Yeah.
Plus, we've already broken enough blade arms.
Yep. Well, it would have to be balanced, but...
Yeah.
All right, well, let me do 0.46 amps. 56 watts. And still a power factor of 1.
Yep.
All right. Spin down.
Spin down's not too shabby. I'll tell you where this belongs. This belongs in one of two places.
Huh.
In like an old school kitchen where they've got like a randomly placed fan that's not in the center. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where they've got like lights and stuff, and then there's a fan off to one side.
Yeah.
Or like the same sort of thing, but like over a cash register in like a corner store or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Either of those is where I'd like to see this installed.
I always think of fans like that, just in a corner of the store.
Yeah.
A place that...
Because we saw a lot of that as kids, or at least I
yeah.
did. And I'm
I
sure,
did too.
I'm sure you did because we live in the same area.
Yeah.
So it can't be that different. Yeah, I don't have anywhere it would make sense to hang this right now, though. I'm thinking, like, no. Doesn't fit in any of the places. Long spin down.
Oh, yeah. Alright. There's reverse. Same current draw.
Yeah, it should be the same. Oh, Pete knocked over his chair in his enthusiasm to test fans.
Okay. Yep.
So far, no wobble in reverse. Let's see how high does. A little wobble.
Yeah. Okay. Well, current draw is the same. Yep.
Where do you think it's going to start?
I think it's gonna start pretty low. I'll think it's gonna start at 2.
Okay. Well, where did the last one start? 1 or 2?
Oh, that last one actually surprisingly, was that the Four Seasons or was that the design house?
I think it was the other design house.
That started at 1.
Let's see if this one starts at 1 too then.
Okay. 1.
Ooh.
I think that's gonna keep going. Yeah, I know that. I think it was the other design house that started at 1.
Is it going to stall?
Oh, I think so. Oh, almost. It started.
Yeah. I was close, but Pete's got this one.
Here's 2. Three.
Another place I would have hung this was when I was putting fans in the 12 Wings bathrooms. This would have been perfect.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, you hung something similar to this.
Yeah.
And yes, there was one that you said you wanted to keep that was new in box. I can't remember which.
Either the Brone or that other 5-blade white and brass. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I think, this size.
That would have been the Brone then.
Yeah. This is a 3, and this is a better low right here.
Yeah. Either 2 or 3 works for a low.
4.
3's pretty close to perfect.
Yeah. 5. 6. 7. 8. 5. Here's 8.
8's not a bad medium.
No. that's a common value for a 3-speed, 5 and 8. And here's 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, let's see, 24, 27, 28, 30, 32, 35, 40. We're pretty much maxed out right at high. No resonant.
Yep. So how do you think it's going to do on the solid state?
I'm thinking it could be... It might be a living room quiet at best.
I'll go for bedroom quiet. I'll just hope.
Okay. Okay. Alright, here we go. Well,
so far, not too shabby.
yeah.
We're bedroom quiet so far, but let's see what. Oh yeah, we're bedroom quiet all the way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't think it would be that quiet.
No, it's better than I expected.
Yeah. Alright. Well, we
Okay.
got 0 to high.
What do you think it's going to do for Inrush?
I think there will be an inrush.
How much?
Oh, let's see, maybe half.
Like 0.05? Is it
Yeah.
the same? Okay, so she's thinking a significant Inrush. I'll go with small Inrush.
Okay.
Oh, I just realized the meter was not in the shot anymore.
4-8. Well, I guess it wasn't that much. It went up to 0.48.
No, so
Yeah.
I've had a good day of winning my bets.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for watching.
Okay.